Oh, cool.
Yeah. $85 pillow. Somebody checked online.
Okay, so this is the first official ever Just Dad and Ruby trip to Goodwill. And somebody at the register just grabbed a Patagonia for $40, like a down puffer jacket. So that's fun, right? I don't see anything in the cases up front that I'm gonna want to look at later. I don't think. This one looks like it might be a something. Looks like an older snapback. Oh, it's not. Nope, it's nothing. It's a kid's Avenger hat. So I have not looked at these very closely yet, but 811 made in the US. And these are enormous. They're just walking shoes. That's $680. Let's see what size they are. They almost look like they're vintage. Size 15, MW 811. Wide? Okay, so the 811s are definitely not worth picking up just at any price. They just don't sell. And that size is an unusual thing, kind of hard to sell anyway. These are beautiful, but when I turned them over to see the price, I don't know if that comes across. Yeah, look how blown out that sole is. Those are very cool shoes for like Green Bay Packers fan or Lakers fan, other teams that I can't subscribe to as a Chicago sports fan, but those are too damaged. So this new with tag Tervis is $5.60, which probably makes it worth picking up, but I might not be allowed to sell it because it has that girl mouse on it. So from far away, I thought this was going to be a CD holder, but then I get up close and the things are so narrow and I didn't know what it was. It's either a store display or a collector displayer for Stamp It Up, and it's $2. $1.84. It doesn't mean I'm going to get it for sure, but it definitely feels like it's more doable. So there's like 34 sold and 36 listed on this, and at $1.85. It's probably going to be sell for $50. So this is another fisherman's sweater, and Embassy Row has 6 listed right now and only 3 sold, but everything listed is, there's one listed at 25, and then there's one listed at 50, and then the rest are like 70-ish. And so, oh no, and I'm paying $8, so I can increase my chances of that selling based on the sell-through rate by pricing it low, but the entire brand only sells once a month, so $8, and I can expect it to sell probably not for 60 days if I price it at $25 or $30 plus shipping. So I'm pretty tempted by this one, Florida State Seminoles, new with tag, but it's just that old color block polo. There's no date on it, but I mean, just, it's vintage. You can just tell by holding it. And if it was $5.99, I'd probably get it, but I'm on the fence at $8. So if you look at Florida State Seminole polos, there's only 169 listed, 165 listed. There's only 65 sold, which means one's selling every 3 quarters are selling every day, or 2 are selling every 3 days, which is not 1 a day. But if there are 169 listed and one's not selling every day for 90 days, then you're looking at enough stock that it's going to take like 115 days for that to sell through, which is what I mean by sell through rate. It will take forever for that to sell all that is currently listed, 112 days. And at $9, if I can get maybe 35 for it, it's just not worth the risk and reward. I could put that $9 into something else and make more money. So this one's brand new, but it's nothing special. Brand new with the tags. Tempted by this one. It's the vintage Nike team center swoosh Dallas Cowboys XL. It's $544. She doesn't fuss until I turn the camera on, and then it's got the big head on the back. This shirt was literally sold at $5 Below last year, and it is $544 here now, used. So this is my issue with Goodwill right now, and it will correct itself somewhat. Their racks are filling up all the time because people aren't buying things at the prices that they're putting on them, except for the stuff on the front of the rack, the stuff up front in the glass case, like the clothes that they mark up. I buy that stuff with some frequency and do well with it. But like they do whatever the opposite of throw the baby out with the bathwater is. They are raising prices on everything, as far as clothes anyway are considered. They're raising the prices on to the point where, like, that shirt that you could probably go into $5 Below right now and buy for $5 is $5.50 there, because all their t-shirts are $5.50. And if you want, like, I don't mind Goodwill asking a fair price for their items, but if you know the market enough to price your stuff up, then you need to know the market enough to not price stuff up. Like, if I was running that shirt on Whatnot, or if I had it in my store, it would be $6 plus shipping. It would be $1 start and might not get a bid. So, like, my problem isn't that they're asking high prices for the high quality stuff. My issue is that every Old Navy t-shirt is also $20, or $8. If it has something recognizable on it, it's more than likely $8. I probably should have picked up the Dallas Cowboys center swoosh for $5.50, but I was just burnt out on seeing $5, $6, $7 used t-shirts that if you catch it on sale at whatever department store, it'll probably be $6 or $8. And Goodwill is pricing themselves out of the market. I have days, and they'll come back, but I've had days where I had to leave with 2 carts full from that store. And to the last couple of times, last time I left with 2 items, this time I left with 3. And I will blame that partially on myself. I'm more picky than I used to be, but their prices are so much higher than they used to be that even stuff that I would like take a chance on at $2.99 is $6, and it's just not worth my time to take a chance on it. If I'm only going to sell it for $15, $3 is probably okay, but $6, $7, $8 for a used t-shirt that I'll probably end up taking a $13, $14 offer on, it isn't worth my time. And I know that eBay, that YouTube, I know that Goodwill doesn't exist to feed my store inventory, but Goodwill has to be realistic in understanding that a third, and that's Goodwill's number, a third of their customer base that they know of are resellers. People buying things in order to resell them. And unless they want to lose a third of their customer base, or more like me, just losing a bunch of my business because they're pricing things that I can't afford to buy them, unless they want to lose that third of their business, or that see that dwindle significantly, you can't price things where somebody can't make money if they wanted to, because it's not helping Goodwill to have that stuff sit on the shelf. It's not helping, like, the mom who's looking to get her kid dressed in a way you won't get made fun of, but she can't afford to shop at whatever the popular store is right now. And it's not helping me to price that stuff way up. Now, Goodwill has to make money. They have huge, ridiculous overhead. Both of these stores in Peoria would be like if a car dealer tried to move into them, the lease would be insane. So they have hugely high costs on their buildings. They pay, unless the people are on a tax credit because they're special needs, they pay people a living reasonably well. I mean, I think it's above minimum wage, but they have a lot of employees and a lot of overhead. And they're not in the business of making me money. And I get that, but they're not. A $5 t-shirt priced for $5.50 because it's used in your store makes it hard to accept that the prices on things going up, because they don't know, so they're just throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. I don't mind paying $20 for a new with tag Nike shirt. I don't mind paying $40 for a Kate Spade purse. I don't mind paying, what else, $30 for a pair of Hokas, and $25 several times this week. That's more than most people would be willing to pay. I don't mind paying up, but it seems silly to then also price up pedestrian trash. I may edit out a whole bunch of this stuff. I'm headed to another Goodwill, but I might have 10 minutes to shop in there before I got to turn around and go get the other kids from school. But Ruby's tolerating really well. So we are at the not as good Goodwill. I should be able to get out of here pretty quickly. Tons of just dumped donations all day, evidently. Okay, so the best thing that I found in this Goodwill today was a conversation with subscribers. Just really encouraging people. So thanks, Dave and Nicole. I did find one thing, which is a denim jacket from Lee. And Lee brand isn't as collectible as like Levi's, but this jacket is probably an $80-ish jacket. It's the same as the one that I own, only mine's a 2X and I wear it all the time. And this one is a small, and it might have a hole in it. And at $9, my biggest question on it is whether or not it's worth waiting in this line to get. I think it might not be, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people ahead of me. And this is an item where sell-through rate just goes to prove is not the end-all be-all, and listed comps don't mean a lot. So this is the lowest one you can buy is $100. There are 200 listed and 22 sold, and their only ones that have sold are like $50 and $60. So I could list this for $50, pay $10, list it for $50, and it should sell right away. But everybody on the market is $100 or more. So so am I undercutting the market, or am I selling it at a value where people are willing to buy it? Because I think that the difference, I think people get upset when you come in and undercut everybody that's got one listed. But the proof is in the numbers that people buy it for $50, but nobody buys it for $100. Back from the Goodwill trip, and we are twinsies. How funny is that? That's the exact same jacket, Levi sized, as my big dad size one. And he wants to keep it, but I'm going to tell him no, because I need to be able to sell the stuff and not keep the stuff.
Comment below if I can keep the jacket.
Tell him that he doesn't ever wear stuff. He doesn't wear denim jackets, so he doesn't need to keep it.
Because I don't own them.
So we just got back from Goodwill. Not just got back. It's 6:30. I picked the kids up from school. We had some supper, and now I have 3 whole items to ship. Pretty disappointing day so far. But you guys saw me pick this up in one of the last videos, and I have been drinking 2 of these 64 ounces a day, which is a gallon of water a day. So that's fantastic. And I just told my wife it's 14 days since the last time I had a soda, and I don't even think about it now. I drink coffee and I drink soda just kind of brainlessly, and like the caffeine was a thing for me for a little while, but you know, Excedrin and more coffee and I haven't had a soda in a while. And now I just drink this all the time. I just have this full of water all the time, and I drink it all the time. It's so, like, it's weird to say, but it's very comfortable to drink. It's a Zulu. I think it shows up. It looks like Clun on the screen. Anyway, 3 items is all right this minute. So we're going to make sure and get everything that we picked up today listed, and maybe a handful of more stuff to try to feed the beast. You know what I'm saying? This is Ralph Lauren, made in Hong Kong. So it's a little bit vintage anyway. It's, I don't know that I would mess with this again. It says it's large, but it is very large. And I had it listed for $20 plus shipping forever. It ended up taking a $15 offer today. So I paid like $6 for a Jack LaLanne power juicer. And this was the silver one, which the pieces are worth a little bit more. This sold for $24 free shipping. And I've already made my money a long time ago on it. Paperweight. Signed on the bottom. There's no way you're going to see it. You might be able to tell that there's a signature stamp there. Maud and Bob, which feels to me a lot like Mod and Pop. Anyway, Maud and Bob got this, made this, and it sold for $24 plus shipping. I paid $10 a piece for a bunch of paperweights. I wouldn't pay that much again unless they were signed or I had a chance to comp them ahead of time. But I knew paperweights are a thing. Like, there are a lot of people who spend crazy money on paperweights. Now I've been picking up for $2 or $3 a piece and doing okay. These I spent too much money on. But if you find paperweights and they're smooth on the bottom, not, some of them will feel like they've just been cut off and not smoothed out on the bottom, and or they have a signature or a stamp, then they are worth comping for sure. Otherwise, they might be worth picking up. They're worth comping for sure. Rough bottom and no signature, it's probably only worth $20 free shipping. So pick it up super cheap and expect it to set for a little while. If I say Doctor Strange, do you think of Benedict Cumberbatch, or do you think of Peter Hooton? Yes, Peter Hooton, the original Doctor Strange, Marvel movie, 1978, VHS tape. And this literally just sold. I told you I had 3. And while I was messing with the paperweight, this Hoarder House find sold for $18 free shipping. Hey, and Drew Tip of the Mitt Flips, check his channel out if you're not already familiar, reminded me on his video that the turn of the year means the turn of the quarter means the eBay coupon if you have a store subscription. So go use that, because I would have completely forgotten and not used it this time. I've never not used it, but so I'm gonna go do that. Thanks for watching. Thanks for commenting and subscribing, clicking the bell, following, and all the things that you do, and we'll see you on the next one.